Alright, so I already changed my film before you guys got here. It is in a developing tank. All of our chemicals are over here. They're all labeled. I will get the actual label for the Hypo Clear back on it a little bit. The whole development process is written with instructions right here as well. Okay? This demonstration will be on your Canvas class forever at this point. Alright? So the very first thing you're going to do is you are going to take off just the red cap. Do not unscrew the black cap because then you're going to have to reshoot. Okay? The red cap is what you take off to put in your chemicals. Okay? There's a little bit of like an indent here. You are going to fill your canister until you get a little puddle on top. Okay? So I'm going to start that process. Now, for the first 30 seconds, you are going to do something called agitate. Okay? It looks like this. Okay, for the first 30 seconds. Now, notice I'm not going like this, okay, and I'm not going like this. It's just a nice, steady back and forth for 30 seconds. And you'll do this every minute after that for about 10 seconds. The reason we do this is it pushes the chemicals through the reel and through your actual film so that no bubbles actually stay on your film because that can ruin your film, okay? So, after that, we wait a minute, and then we agitate again for 10 seconds. And then you always tap it on the counter, on the sink, whatever it is, so that you are dissipating those bubbles and getting rid of them. Okay? Do we understand that? Okay, so for the next like 3 to 4 minutes, you can talk amongst yourselves. Okay?
What do you do?
Alright, I'm going to need everybody's attention back here in like 15 seconds.
Okay, you sure you don't need to record for you?
No, I've got it recording right now.
Yeah, just like you can click it.
No, I'm good. I'm good, thanks, baby. Alright, so as we are finishing up the developing process, okay, and I use the clock on the actual wall because it has seconds. Some of you may want to actually use the timers over here, and that's fine too, okay? After you are done with the developer, okay, we do not recycle after use. We dump it down the drain, and then we have a 1-minute wash. It's constant running water, so I am going to do that in the sink right here for 1 minute, okay? Now, if you are going to develop with a friend, that's fine, okay? But you need to separate yourselves by at least a minute so that you're not both at the wash waiting. Because if you are waiting, your film is technically still developing because there's still developer on it. If you overdevelop, your negatives become darker. Keep that in mind, okay? I have no problem if you guys develop together, but again, separate yourselves by at least a minute, all right? Now, after our 1-minute wash, we move on to Fixer, which is our second chemical. This is what makes the image permanent. Just like in the darkroom with your prints, this keeps it permanent forever. After this, you can also open your developing tank to the light and it will be totally fine, okay? However, Fixer cannot be dumped down the drain, okay? We recycle it after use. So once I am done with this, it'll go back into the same tank, okay? Now, just like with developer, we agitate for the first 30 seconds and for 10 after every minute, okay? Do we understand that? Okay, you guys have 5 minutes to do what. Alright guys, so I'm going to gather you back because I've got about 15 seconds left. So again, I am going to take off just that red cap. Remember, for Fixer, we need to recycle it after use. We do not dump it down the drain. It is toxic. We do not want it in the water. We will end up with like fluoride fish or something like that. It's not cool. Nope, nope, nope. Okay? So, you take off the top, you dump it back in the tank. Try to get as much out as possible. The reason that we do not dump Fixer down the drain, besides the fact that it is toxic, is it actually develops silver. So we have to actually drain the silver out of it. Now, the next step is going to be another 1 minute wash. Okay? So again, constant running water. After that, we move on to our next chemical, which is HypoClear. This is kind of like an extended wash to help get out the extra chemicals. Okay? So, you have 45 seconds to come out. No, but that's just me personally. Alright guys! So after your 1 minute wash, you move on to HypoClear, which is also just a minute. Again, you fill it to the top. This time it is constant agitation, so that up and down movement for 1 minute. Okay? Now you will notice that I am not holding my tank over our floor. After you have gone through a few chemicals, it starts to get a little bit messy. It'll kind of get all over the place. After you have finished the developing process, I expect you to clean up after yourself. Okay, wipe down the counters to dry it. If you do spill on the floor, please clean it up. Okay? You've got 30 seconds. Talk to each other. We won't if you're like far away from yourself.
Wait, what if it gets in my eyes?
Then we need to wash it off. Then we did it wrong. I wasn't here Tuesday.
Muhammad. What about Jay?
Alright, your next thing, your next step is to dump out this chemical down the drain, and then you are going to actually open up your entire tank, okay? Because you have an extended 5-minute wash, alright? So sometimes that gets tricky. If you have wet hands, you can call me over and I will open it up for you, alright? But you just take your reel, okay? Just your reel. Do not take the black part of your tank. Put it in your actual tank, and then you are going to take this and you are going to drop it in this black tube over here. This is filled with water. Again, if you are developing with multiple people, keep track of who puts theirs in first, because they just stack up on top of each other. So you need to be aware of where yours is in that mix. Okay? You've got 5 minutes. Alright guys, so we are moving into the last 20 seconds. So when your 5 minutes is up back here, you can do one of two things. Okay? You can reach your hand down in this water, but I promise you it's going to be very, very cold and you're not going to like it. Or you can call me back and I will dump it out. Now mine just happens to be floating on top, which is super great for me because I don't need to do either. But you are going to take out your reel, okay? You are going to bring it back to your actual tank, okay? You only need the bottom portion. So this portion, you're going to put your reel back in. You're going to fill it with water just until you are above the actual reel itself. You do not need it full. And then we are going to take our last chemical, which is PhotoFlow, which is kind of soapy. It gets rid of like hard water stains that crystallize. You only need a capful of this, okay? Just a capful. All right, do not pour the whole bottle in there. And then we let it sit for 1 minute, okay? Now, this is the only direction that is different from this poster. I used to keep a chemical tank back here full of this. However, it used to get moldy because my students were jerks and they would put paper towels in there. And then it smelled awful. So now you're going to do it the old-fashioned way, and you are going to only use a capful of this, okay? Now, after this is up, you literally pour it down the drain. We do not recycle after use anymore, okay? And then you can take your film off the reel and see if they turned out, okay?
Wait, I'll show.
They'll show. Yes.
What's capful?
A capful is like literally the cap.
Oh,
You
the
pour
cap.
it into the cap.
I heard cat.
It's okay. We take out a cat and we pour the chemical in the cat, and then the cat puts it in the tank. Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So after that minute, you open up your reel. And then you are going to take this and go like this. Yeah, I didn't take any pictures. Because. Alright, so then you are going to take this and you are going to hang up your film in the film closet over here. Okay? You will need to have a clip on the top with your name on it. Preferably the one from your actual roll, which you will end up putting on your developing tank so you know it's yours. And then you will have a clip on the bottom so that it keeps it straight. Otherwise, it'll roll back in on itself. Okay? Questions? Easy peasy. It's just a lot of steps.
Is there any way for us to add to like a big one?
That's done.
Yeah, it's in one.
Oh, for real?
Alright?
I'll do that.